Ronaldo has left Manchester United by mutual consent, but will he be joining Nottingham Forest? Should he be joining Nottingham Forest? Will he be joining Nottingham Forest? And would you like to see him joining Nottingham Forest? Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you are watching this. Hope you are having a fantastic day, and welcome to your latest Forest news. Yes, we are back with Forest news because there is a lot to talk about. There's this stuff about Ronaldo, CR7 as he is known. We need to talk about Zaha as well and touch on Spence. So we'll get into all of that. So guys, before we do, as always, please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you want to support us by becoming a member, please do so down below by hitting that join button. All right, let's jump into it and let's jump straight into this Ronaldo story. All right, guys, so I ran a poll on Twitter yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's Wolverine8125, where I asked the question, would you take CR7 at Nottingham Forest? Would you like to see him going to Nottingham Forest? And over 250 odd people have voted, and the majority is saying no, they wouldn't. Reasons being, he's too toxic, he divides dressing rooms, he creates problems, he's more hassle than he's worth, a prima donna, and so on and so forth. But I say he scores goals, and we need a goal scorer. Do I really care if he's a dressing room divider and all this stuff? Because do I actually believe it is the first question? And the answer is not really. This is a guy who's 37 years old. CR37, as I take the piss out of him normally. But look at him. He's a model professional. He is got the work ethic like no one else. How do you get in the equation of greatest of all time without that work ethic? And he hasn't lost the ability to score goals overnight. It's his beef with Ten Hag that has created this issue. Now, is he going to go to Nottingham Forest? For me, I think it would be a great fit for him. Why? Because there's talks at the moment that his favourite club would be somewhere like Porto or Chelsea. Porto, because of the Champions League, and also, Sporting even, because of the heritage that he's had before, etc., etc., or a Champions League club. Look, most of the teams that he's linked with Champions League-wise will probably go out in the next stage very, very early. Therefore, he would be stuck in a lower league playing against, farmer teams and not really doing anything apart from filtering out his career. With him at the moment, he has so much to prove. Yes, can you believe that? You're talking about potentially one of the greatest players of all time, still having so much to prove because everyone has written him off. Everyone wrote him off last season, yet he comes up with 24 goals, I think 19 or 18 in the Premier League of those 24. So why is it that people don't think he can still score goals? It's because of the perception of the media. It's because of the way Ten Hag has treated him so far this season. Look, does he get moany? Does he get whiny? Yes, but he's a person who gets moany and whiny when he's not playing. He wants to play football. How is that a bad attitude, in my opinion? I think that's a great attitude to have in a player. I would rather have a player who got annoyed at not playing than being happy sat on the bench. I think that attitude is being flipped around completely with the media. You have to say as well, Manchester United are a toxic club. I hate them. I hate everything about them. And you can tell, look how they've been over the last 5 years or so. It's always been toxic in there. The toxicity was there before Ronaldo joined. Yet a lot of the media are spinning it, trying to put it onto him. And however, the biggest thing for me on all of this is he came out and spoke. Whether or not you agree or disagree with what he said, he's been sacked basically because he spoke. That for me, with all this Qatar stuff going on and freedom of speech and everything, this is now censorship. He gets fired for saying what's on his mind. That tells you the standards at Manchester United and how the club works. Now, you might say there's some stuff built into his contract, etc. But I like to hear what footballers say, whether or not you agree or disagree with it. When Henderson came out at the start of the season and mouthed off about Manchester United and how great he was and everything like that, we all, including me, applauded him. So why should we take a different stance on Ronaldo? Look, I'm just asking the question. There is nothing linking him apart from rumours that Marinakis Jr. is kind of getting very excited at the possibility of doing something like this. But again, those rumours are so weak. But I just want to ask you guys on my kind of bigger platform here on YouTube, would you take Ronaldo at Nottingham Forest? For me, it's 100% yes. We need a goal scorer. A lot of you are moaning about Uoni and his inability to score. A lot of you are moaning at the fact that we don't have a number 9. Some of you, as we discussed in the Forest Forum, are considering Suarez as an option and a free in January. This guy's free. He won't cost us 500k a week. His price will come heavily down. And just watch him. Let's see what he does over the World Cup. He's going to be determined. He's going to, I think, perform quite well in a very good Portugal team. But let me know your thoughts down below. Would you or would you not take Ronaldo at Nottingham Forest? Next bit of news we need to talk about is Wilfried Zaha and the Nottingham Post chatting absolute crap yet again. Nottingham Post is getting worse and worse the more articles I see about it. For me, there's nothing in this story. Why would Zaha, who's been courted so long from, say, Arsenal, want to come to Nottingham Forest? Why would he leave Palace for Forest at the moment, where you could argue Palace are higher in the table? He's more set. He's more kind of aware of what their future structure will be like than Nottingham Forest, even though Forest are, of course, a bigger club than Palace. That goes without saying. But don't believe everything you're reading on these transfer rumours. There's so much crap going on in there, and there's no credence or strength or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like truth. The truth shall set you free. There's none of that in it yet. And they literally are picking up their sources from people on Twitter, which is just absolutely crazy. Would Zaha work at Forest? Of course he would. Would I want him at Forest? No, not really. He's now into his 30s. He can't take a penalty to save his life, as we've seen. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but there are bigger and better options that I would rather see. For me, if you could offer me 3 players, a little shopping list, it would be Ronaldo, Camavinga, even though, again, that was the Nottingham Post rumour, and LaCroix. Give me those 3, and I guarantee you we get ourselves at least top 6 in the second half of the season. What a spine that would be. Anyway, so don't believe the Zaha rumours, but if anything does develop, as always, we'll let you know. But it's all paper talk. And the last thing we need to talk about is Jed Spence. Jed Spence has deleted all his posts on Instagram apart from his England picture, which is his prerogative to do, I guess. But of course, there's sparked rumours about what is happening with his future. It is clear to see there is animosity between him and Antonio Conte. And it is, in my opinion, quite likely that he will leave on loan in January. But will he leave to Nottingham Forest? I just don't see it. We have too many right backs currently. We have Serge Aurier in probably the form of his life. You got Nico Williams sitting behind him. And of course, Biancone, who's injured, obviously out until the rest of the season. So would Jed Spence come in? I would still love to see it, but my heart says yes. My head says absolutely not. Let me know down below if you think he will still join. But the move looks to be very likely, as relationships are clearly severed between him and Antonio Conte. But I don't think it'll be anything permanent. I think it will be out on loan. Guys, that will wrap us up for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed hearing a bit about Nottingham Forest. I know you've missed it because I have as well. But there is the World Cup going on, so we're trying to keep a balance between the two things on this channel. Hopefully we're getting somewhere close to it. Before you leave, as always, please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you'd like to support us and become a member, do hit that join button down below. Thank you for watching, and come on you Reds.